How do you read the political situation in the state as we advance towards the primary election?
Interesting. Actually, it's a great time to be in Ekiti State because very recently some celebrities came around and they were sending out a lot of videos showing that the roads are not that very good. That's what they sent out, and eventually I think the government is responding from what I've heard that some of those roads that were bad have now been, they've started repairing them. So it's an interesting time to be in Ekiti as they are preparing towards their primary elections, because now some of those things that are considered to be dividends of democracy are things that they're going to use to judge many of our people as they go towards their primaries. I hope the primary will favor those people they want it to favor, but definitely there are challenges that they need to address in order for people to actually have the belief that the dividends of democracy are getting to the grassroots.
When you say challenges, what exactly, in what areas?
There are so many areas, especially in Ekiti, that need attention. I know that the current governor, as many people are saying, is doing his best, but with about 97.7 billion between January to June 2025 that has come into the coffer of Ekiti State. A lot of people think that it should be better than what we have now, and the dividends of democracy is truly not getting down to the grassroots. For example, all the feeder roads, that is rural roads, many of them are in poor conditions. I know that the government is doing what it can to maintain, rehabilitate, and do some roads, but you have to realize that this is an agrarian community. A lot of people, their livelihood depends on the farm, and in order to improve the economy, which is the standard of living of the people, the roads needs to be well maintained. And many of the roads are in bad shape. Many of the rural roads, I mean to say, they're in bad shape. Then healthcare facility, that is primary.
Before we move to healthcare,
yes,
we have what is called ramp. Will you say they haven't done enough?
I would say that, I want to say that everybody is saying that the government is doing what it can, that government is continuing, but when you consider the amount of money that is coming into Ekiti, Ekiti is a small state. Ekiti is a small state. There should be some kind of impact of those things, so, to the extent that almost everybody should be able to say that government is doing something. Government is doing something, but government is not doing enough. That's all I can say in terms of rural road development, maintenance, and especially to provide better road for farmers to transport their goods to the market. And remember, even though recently people have shouted about federal roads and everything like that, and the state government says that it's federal road, is not the business of the state government. But the truth of the matter is that who are the people plying those roads? Are they not Ekiti people? More importantly, there is what they call ease of doing business. There's what they call ease of doing business. When you want to attract business into your state, your roads that will bring those people to your state needs to be all right. So you cannot say federal government did not do it and then you will not do it. That is not the right approach, not the right way to look at how to make businesses to come to Ekiti State.
We must be careful as a people not to allow fifth columnists to weaponize the challenges associated with some roads that needs rehabilitation to blindfold us from seeing other roads that the Ekiti State Government and the federal government have rehabilitated. It is true that some federal road needs urgent attention in Ekiti, but it is also true that Ekiti State Government has alternative routes that can be used by commuters while the federal government works on the rehabilitation of such roads.
What we are saying is that it's best from the point of view of the people living in Ekiti. Personally, it's not enough. It can be better.
Would you have suggested, are you suggesting that the government should have intervened in terms of either doing some part of the roads?
Yes. You see, it's not ghosts that will be plying those roads. It's the Ekiti people that are plying those roads. It's the Ekiti people vehicles that are getting damaged on those roads. It's businesses that are carrying things to Ekiti that are getting stuck on those roads. So when you look at the issue of those roads, you just have to say that in Yoruba, taba tori epo je eshu, tori eshu de epo. And in this case, he has finally realized it because now they are doing some work on it. Because at the end of the day, it is the king that is in charge today that we are going to talk about in the future. So it is what we are experiencing now that they are going to use to describe his government. So this government, even though they say it's trying, needs to try a little bit more from my point of view.
So if the government is doing something right now, what would you think actually prevented them from doing something before now?
Fantastic question. And that is the point. The primary is coming and they know that some of these things are going to come up. And that is why I'm saying that now they know that the primary is coming, they are going to be using it against them, and suddenly they realize that they have to do something about those roads. And that's why they are doing something about those roads. So that's why I say it's a very beautiful time to be in Ekiti, because the primary time is going to be a time when everybody's performance is going to be X-ray. And the question that you just asked, why is it that they are now doing it, getting close to the primary? Why couldn't they have done it prior to now? It's up to everybody to think about.
You are in Afebola University.
Yes.
And the road leading to your university is among those considered bad.
Yes.
And categorized as a federal government area. How much do you think the state of that road has affected your university?
It has affected a lot of people. In fact, I can say that as a person, every time I go through that road until the last few days, when those roads have also been regraded, I was shocked.
By the state government?
Yeah, I think. I was shocked. There are two bridge areas that I thought the government, whichever government, should think about the people plying the road and feel that these are human beings that are plying those roads. And they neglected it. Many, if for example, I think I have 2 cars, one car will get broken down and I'll take it to the guy and I'll take another one. In fact, there is no week that I didn't repair my exhaust pipe for my cars, because the roads were so bad to the point where I referred Babalola at one point when I think the wife went out and told him that, look, that road, especially some part of the bridge area was just impassable. That Baba Afe now brought out some stones that they were able to use to fill many of the roads. Even at that point, I thought government will also wake up and do something. Until very recently, when those celebrities produced their videos and there was a backlash and everything like that, suddenly about, I think, this past week or this week, they now graded those parts of the road. When we pass through, they say, thank God, oh, the government has. So what was it that made them to do it now that they could not have done it before? They should think about us as human beings. Government needs to think about people as human beings, not as animals where they don't need to care about us.
Ado-Ekiti is the state capital.
Yes.
What is your assessment of the road network within Ado-Ekiti?
Well, I don't travel a lot through many of the roads in Ado-Ekiti, but the roads that I passed through, there was even a time that one of our professors did a video that the road was bad, and eventually, one thing I don't even understand is when they award this road rehabilitation, these people will come, they will come and dig all the
portions.
Yeah, they will dig all the portions, and they will leave it for about 6 months, or probably never come back to it.
It's true.
Do they have a works department that actually go to monitor all these roads? And that's what happened on the roads that I have been going. They will dig all these roads and they leave it. And at the end of the day, they damage our vehicles. I wish I have money to employ a lawyer to sue the government about some of those things.
Some of the damages.
Yes, because they are the one who created all those potholes. Some of those potholes are not even there before. But by the time they cut those things, then they will leave it for so many months. And many of us will just be wondering, what is the government doing? If they have awarded this, why are they not finishing it? You don't even need to cut those roads in order to do it. So why are they doing it and leaving it?
Or you cut it when you want to do it. Exactly.
Cut it when you want to do it and do it. Okay. So that it doesn't damage people's cars.
Let's look at the flyover project of the government. It's seen as a very big project and the government is very proud of it. What is your own attitude to that flyover in the state capital, which is the second after the one done by Ayofayoshi?
Yes, actually, I think a lot of our governors are always looking for legacy projects. Basically, I think our current governor feels that that's a good legacy project for him. He might have a reason for doing it, but for some of us, I think the rural roads, the feeder roads, should have been better done than to focus on that flyover. I mean, at the end of the day, Ado-Ekiti will be transformed. They will say we have 2 flyovers in Ekiti. The whole of Ondo State don't have flyovers, and they have a lot of very, very good roads. Let's do all these roads in the township, everywhere. And people, everybody that is driving through, taxi drivers that are driving through, they will have the dividends of democracy. So all I'm saying is that in Ondo State, that is far richer, because I think their FAAC allocation is about 138 billion in 6 months. There is not one single flyover. The only thing you will find there is the pedestrian way. It's not because they don't want to have legacy, but you will see in Akure, which is the capital city, the roads are very good. All the roads within the streets and all those, you don't have potholes and everything. You see, when you are in a capital city, you need to experience a very classy environment where roads are well done, you see infrastructures and everything. So definitely infrastructural prioritization is not the best that we have at present in Ekiti. And another thing that we are also having problem with, because I was talking about feeder roads and rural roads and everything, what is happening is that the local government have not been allowed to self-express. Go to Lagos. If you see what local government here, what they are commissioning.
Even LCDA.
LCDAs, what they are commissioning. Since I've been in this Ekiti, I have not seen anything that our local government are doing. No.
I think the difference between Ekiti and Lagos is that Lagos, I guess the autonomy is working for the local government. I don't think that is happening yet in Ekiti.
But that is part of the problem. That's what I'm saying. The money that we are talking about, that 96.7 billion, also includes the local government. So what can we see that any local government is doing? None. It's always the state government is doing it. State government is. Where are the local governments? And in fact, I'm from Edo State local government. I don't know whether there is even a local government, anything there. So that is the point that we are making. Let the dividends of democracy seep down to the grassroots, and it can only seep down to the grassroots when local government is functioning well.
So, according to your assessment, the infrastructure aspect of the agenda of the government is not sufficient.
It's not the best.
It's not.
I mean, it's doing what it can. I have to give it to them that they are doing what they can, but it's not the best.
Okay. When they also speak, the infrastructure aspect also has this industrialization. Infrastructure, there are 6 points or six pillars of the agenda of the government. Infrastructure and industrialization is one.
Yes.
So, would you want to also speak about industrialization?
Well, you can't talk about industrialization without, and you can't exclude that infrastructure aspect. More importantly, you also have to think about power. Do we have the basis for even industrializing when our power structure is still not the best? I know that the government is doing what they can. They have been talking about helping some rural areas where they have not had electricity for 5 years, 10 years, and some of them have now started having electricity. But this electricity that we are even talking about, is it electricity that they have for 6 hours, or 8 hours, or 24 hours? Before you can start industrializing, you need to have constant electricity. Go to Afe Babalola University. We don't have power interruption in ABUAD. We have the ABUAD industrial complex there. 24-hour light, 24-hour water. Security is the best. And this is what we should be aiming to have a state where citizens can go and concentrate on the best things they can do, not to be having problems with I need to go and buy generator. A lot of artisans, some of them will not be able to work until they can even buy that small generators in order to be able to do their work. And these are not, so when we talk about ease of doing business, the ease of doing business means that you need to have certain things fundamental in place that will allow business to thrive. But I'm not sure they are there. So how can we be talking about industrialization?
ABUAD has a farm where much has been done in the area of agribusiness.
Yes.
And I think the state government, one of its agenda is also to expand and then take people back to the agri sector.
Yes.
Have you compared the achievement of the government in terms of agri to what ABUAD is also doing in its area of farming?
Well, we cannot be doing comparison between a one-man business and a state business, because the state is like a large conglomerate. However, I know that the government is doing what they think they are able to do, but they can do better. For example, Chief Obafemi Awolowo between 1952 and 1958, when he was the premier of Western Region, did not have as much money that our state government, that is a small part of that Western region, is having now. Okay? At that time, they were able to have farm settlements. Farm settlements in terms of having places where they have, there are some places like in Shaki where they will grow cows and everything like that. And other places, they will have whatever is good in a particular place. They have farm settlements for those places. And what is
Ikundiri is one of them.
It's one of them. Yes, and it was these farm settlements were functional. I'm not sure with all the investment that we hear about in Ekiti that I can actually know where those farm settlements are so far, because they said that they have some youth farms that they have created and everything like that. Let them show the world those things that is functional. Functional farm settlement is what we are talking. Ekiti should even be one of the biggest places for producing food, and we should be having food security. That is one of the aim of Baba Afe in creating the Afe Babalola Agricultural Exposition, where we go through all the 16 local governments to look at farms, to see what we can use to help those farmers to be able to produce better. And at the end of the day, Baba empowers them even with cash awards in order to help them to be able to improve on their productivity. So we need to have a government that will be more focused. If you want to concentrate on having Ekiti as a rural basket for agriculture, then you need to invest in it. First, all local governments must be part of this. Local governments should be able to have farm implements, tractors, all those things that will help their farmers in those local governments to be able to do a lot of large-scale clearing, ridging, and heaping, and all those things. But I don't know whether the priority of the government has been devoted into mass production of food in Ekiti. Because if it has been, a lot of youth will have employment. Because if we have farm settlement, farm settlement in those days have electricity, have water, have places where they can live, and you can actually bring your family and live in the farm settlement. That is what, to encourage our youth to be able to say, I want to go into farming. And then local government should be part of it. Local government is very important. It's not everything state. It should be local government driven rural agricultural development.
Is there any other aspect of the government 6-pillar agenda that you want to talk about, and in terms of its efforts in that area?
Like I said, I am not sure I know much about the priorities of the current government. I know the governor has been well described as a very good person. I know that a lot of people feel that they can trust him and everything like that. However, what do they say? They said the taste
Of the pudding.
is in the eating, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, if in almost 4 years, the dividends of democracy are yet to really trickle down to the poorest of the poorest, I'm not sure whether I know how to be able to classify the government, but the governor is a good man.
People of the Fountain.